talk about the Mavic Mini today. So this was a leak until this morning. They had their Fly As You Are campaign this morning. Hey, there we go.
That's much better.
Is that you? Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
All right. So they had their Fly As You Are event this morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific time, and they launched their Mavic Mini. So here's what I know about the Mavic Mini. The Mavic Mini is a very small version of the Mavic, and the big difference between this and say the Spark is the Mavic has the collapsible wings, so you can kind of tuck these away in a pocket. If you want to scroll up and actually watch video, no, the other direction. There you go. Yeah, watch video. There you go. So you can see this is actually a pretty good. Mute the audio on that.
Sorry.
But you kind of get the idea of how small this thing is. This is totally going to be for the novice flyer that does not want a bunch of complicated things to learn to fly a drone. It's coming with a remote. The remote will have the ability to put the phone on it, just like the Spark and some of the other Mavics as well. My understanding is it's not using the proper radio structure, so you can't use their advanced remote that has the screen built into it, that's a little bit disappointing. Maybe there's an upgrade for that later, but I don't think the radio is the right type, so I don't think it's ever going to get there. The other disappointment for me was that it only shoots 4 or 2.7K or 2.5K video, not 4K. I'm not sure why they didn't put 4K in. It looks to me like it's using the same camera as the DJI Osmo Pocket, which does shoot 4K 60 frame per second video. So I really don't know why they didn't get 4K in. 2.5K is just slightly better than 1080p.
Yeah.
So at least it's better than that. That was a little disappointing. Enough with the bad news. Here's the really good news. The best thing about this, it's 249 grams. That may not seem like a big deal to most people.
Now,
when you hit 250 grams, you've got to register the device with the FAA in the United States.
I actually I looked up a video on it, and I actually heard that. I didn't know that you had to register a lot of these drones. Now, of course, that might just be me being dumb, but and hi, Dark Ash, how are you? But yeah, that's actually a big deal. You don't have to register this. Anybody could use this then.
That's right. And what they're really trying to do now, there is a little bit of a disappointment in they're not using the DJI Go, DJI Go 4 app. It looks like they've put a new app out for it, which, there's good and bad. Everything else uses Go 4. This doesn't use Go 4. It's going to use some special app. But again, they're going for the casual user. They're basically going to use this as a really, really advanced selfie stick. Right?
Pretty much, yeah.
So that's what they're going for here. But the specs on it are actually really good. Now, it does have one upgrade that it does have that I really like, that I wish my Spark had, is it has a 3-axis gimbal. So people are probably like, well, what's the difference between a 3-axis gimbal and a 4-axis gimbal? Let me show you. I can actually have props today. This is my DJI Spark, and you can see, if I can get it close enough, there's the camera. I don't know if it's blurry or not. Okay, so there's the camera, and it has a gimbal this way, right? And then it has a gimbal this way. That is the 2-axis gimbal. That's it. That's the stabilization that you get. Now, that's pretty good. Not going to say it's bad, but if you really want it, you're going to get the 4-axis gimbal. The 4-axis gimbal, here is my DJI Osmo Pocket, and you will see it when it fires up that it has 3 axes, right? So it actually does. Let me just close it back down so I can do this.
Hold on, let's get you real quick on the screen a little bit bigger. Let's just do a solo show for you. There you go.
All right. So the 3-axis gimbal, you have 1 axis this way, right? 1 axis this way, and then the 3rd axis is this way. So that gives you a lot more stable flight. There's a couple of videos out on YouTube, 3-axis drone flight versus 2-axis drone flight. And if you really, really want to get that good cinematic smooth shot as you're kind of positioning the drone, you're going to go with 3-axis. And the MAVOC Mini has it, which I think is a great upgrade. And I'm really hoping Spark 2 has that as well. So it's it's a good drone. There's some good features to it, and it's actually a really good price. I think I read that it's coming in at about $399, which is
not
relatively
awful.
inexpensive for a DJI price or a DJI product.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like DJI realizes that they kind of pulled the Tesla as far as their business planning and pricing goes. They went super high end, people who are going to buy it only for in sport and fun. And now they're starting to get their prices down to the average person. That's what it seems like to me. The last couple of drones I've seen come out from them have been either cheaper ones or like Go versions, or like they're bringing stuff down out to the regular person's level now. Something that's a Christmas gift rather than I got to save up my life savings.
It's true. It's true. And the other nice thing about the app, and you can see it right there, you can see on the right hand side of the screen there, there's 4 different buttons that you can press. Now the DJI Go 4 app has that for the Spark and the other Mavics as well. But you're seeing some of the effects of that right there. You're
Look
looking
at how cool that is.
Yeah, see how the drone is spinning around those people? So the drone is actually locked onto those people. They could be moving right now, and you're going to get the same effect.
Yeah.
And it's gonna helix around them, where it's spinning around and also rising up at the same time. Then you have the circle effect, and again, if you're moving, it's gonna follow you. The Spark did a great job of putting those features out there. The Mavic has always had that plus one up, right? And now it looks like the MAVOC Mini is kind of following the Spark, where it's got some of the basic ones, very simple to use, one touch, walk away, and it'll create a really great shot for you.
Yeah, it looks like, I'm looking at the rocket one. I think this is cool. It like just shoots up into the sky. That is awesome. Droney. What is Droney? So
Droney is going to be where it backs up and goes and elevates at the same time. So it's kind of it starts low and it kind of goes up and out. I used the rocket one once here at the house with my Spark, and so that one basically goes straight up. You can see it. And then once it hit the top, I did a 360 degree panoramic with which is another feature of the Spark, and then I turned that into one of the mini worlds, which I thought was really, really cool. Oh yeah.
And I Dark Ash, your comments are funny. Oscar says he actually really likes this and thinks it's very cool, but he says it's a wonderful product. He says those shots are something nice. And then Dark Ash says amazing. And I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, but I'm looking at some of this stuff. Like, if you're going out, you're doing something athletic. Like, this is basically a GoPro on steroids, is what it seems like to me. A GoPro and a selfie stick on steroids. If that. Yeah,
it's a flying GoPro. It's a flying GoPro.
But I'm just sitting there. That's awesome.
The neat thing about it again, though, is that it's because it takes after the Mavic. You can see right here on this one. See how it's kind of tucked away in that bag over there. The wings fold in. Now again, going back to my Spark, these wings don't fold in, right? My propellers I can fold in, and that's as good as I can get it. But I can't fold these wings, and I can't get this into a pocket or a bag easily without breaking it. So that's unfortunate. The other thing that they did drop, in order to get under that 250 gram weight, and you can kind of see it here at the very front, right above the camera. You can see it's just a piece of plastic. Look on the Spark, and you can see that there's actually a sensor array there. So that sensor array, that sensor array is is the front-facing sensors that when it's on, it prevents you from hitting something, right? So it has two. It has the ones in the front, and then the Spark has the ones right there on the bottom, and you need two, right? So here they are. I'm trying to do this backwards. There you go. So the MAVOC Mini does have the ones on the bottom, so that will give you assisted landing. So you can just hit the land button. It's going to come in. It's going to land itself. That's great. But it does not have sensors in the front. So I know it's hard to tell from the images on the screen here, but the two little black holes on either side of it are consistent with the Mavic look, and on the other Mavics, that is a sensor array. On this one, that seems to be some sort of a honeycomb filler, not necessarily a sensor array. So I don't see that it has that, and I think they had to drop that in order to get it under 250 grams.
Yeah. Well, and Oscar asked the question. He says it's portable, correct? And yes, this is very portable, and that's one of the things he was calling out earlier, is that it has all the limbs of it can fold inward to itself. That's what I'm trying to show right here. This isn't the best website for zooming. It kind of jumps all over the place, but right here you can see it folds up, and then there's a little strap that can go around it, a little casing for it, which is very nice. Keeps it from getting damaged a little bit. It says this lightweight propeller holder protects your fly cam propellers from being damaged during transportation. It can also be used to fasten your Mavic Mini to your bag or belt. So very secure is what we're starting to understand there. But yeah, I just want to make that call out for Oscar real quick.
Well, and here's the other really good thing. So I mentioned the 250 gram limit before you have to register with the FAA. Now in the US, when you register with the FAA, it's $5. It's not a big deal, right? But you do have to do that if it's 250 grams or more. In Canada, they recently passed a law that if it's 250 grams or more, you basically have to go and pass the written version of the pilot's license test in order to fly the drone. So It's not easy to fly a drone legally in Canada unless it's 249 grams or less. So Canadians are, I'm sure, very excited that they will be able to fly this drone legally without having to go through all that licensing, which is
nice. Yeah. And I'm noticing a few things here that seem really cool to me. So if you look on the left here, you have this two-way charging hub, but it also looks like a pretty convenient carrying pack for your battery packs as well.
Yeah.
I mean, you get 3 batteries there, and then you also have this nice charging base, which is kind of like almost like a centerpiece to a table, like a gadget lover's house, like that's, if you go to their dining room table, a gadget lover, i.e. any one of us, and you go to their house, you'll probably find this in the middle of it, the kitchen table. But that's actually kind of cool. And then they also have like a DIY kind of thing here where you can actually, either print or it looks like draw on it is what they want you to do, something onto there, and it can stick onto your Mavics. That way you can make your own thing. I put a Bad Taken Gaming logo on that, of course, but yeah. And then also some other little nifty things that they have for it. I'm curious as to how many of those things it comes with versus how much you have to buy. I'm assuming you have to buy a little battery pack thing. I don't know if it would come with this base. I guess it has to have a charging base, right? So,
well, so if it's true to DJI, they're going to have a base model that gives you a battery and the drone, and that is it. And you'll have a charging cable of some sort, and then they'll start having different packages, right? The Fly More bundle may give you the charge pack that allows you to charge 3 batteries at the same time, and then they'll give you the 3 batteries. They may have a style bundle of some sort that gives you that charging base. So there's what DJI does is they release, if you just want the base unit, you're going to get that for the $399, and then it goes up from there. And some of those include the remote. If you get the base without the remote, you may have to use your phone. That's how the Spark is. The standard bundle doesn't have a remote. It has a battery and a Spark and some propellers. That's all you get.
I'm noticing it. I looked. It says in the box you get the aircraft remote controller, battery, and just some cables and some extra things if they break. Nothing fancy. And I don't even see, it says essential accessories. It's got SD card, DIY kit. Doesn't even have any of that other stuff. So it probably hasn't really come out yet. I would assume if this just came out like literally today, maybe they haven't launched. Oh wait, Fly combo. What's the combo for $100 more? What do you get in the box for this one?
Yeah, that's probably like all the stuff there.
A carrying bag, the two-way charging hub. But still, I want that centerpiece to my kitchen table. Where's my centerpiece?
Well, the Fly More bundle is always good because they give you tons of extra battery life, right? I got with mine, I got the Fly More bundle, and then I added 2 more batteries. So I've got 5 batteries for mine. That's the other thing about this. Mine Mine rates for about 23 minutes. The Spark, I get about 23 minutes of flying time. Well, okay, so here's the real deal, right? 23 minutes of flying time is in an area where there is no wind. You're going the same speed. It's about half speed. You're not going up. You're not going down. You're not doing anything. So basically, if a bird flies by, your 23 minutes goes down to 22. So, that's kind of the reality of it. This one starts you out at 30 minutes, right? Because it's so much lighter. The battery packs are smaller, but you get about 30 minutes of fly time. So you do get a little bit better fly time. That's nice, and with the Fly More bundles, you throw 5 or 6 batteries in that, and you're going to be out having hours of fun.
Yeah, and by the way, I'm just going to say it now. Everybody, you should just combo your gifts together, and this is almost Christmas.
Well, I'll shout out to DJI. If you want a really good review on this, I got tons of DJI products. Yeah. I am happy to put a review of this thing out there.
That would be fantastic. However, I don't know that they're going to watch this particular video.
Well, maybe not.
All right, everybody get on Twitter. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Hashtag Mavic Mini, and maybe they will. We'll see.
Hashtag Mavic for bad tech. There we go.
There you go. Mavic. Yeah, let's do a fundraising for that, right? Bad tech Mavic.
Yes, and actually, speaking of.